Hi guys! So it is officially summer and I thought it would be perfect to put together a list of some books that I would recommend that you try out over the next few months. So I have over 20 awesome books to show you, so let's just get right into it. First up, I wanted to talk about Summer of Sloane by Erin L. Schneider. This is a book that I haven't seen around BookTube that much, but I really enjoyed reading it. It takes place right at the beginning of summer vacation, and Sloane finds out that her boyfriend has cheated on her with her best friend right before she goes on a trip to Hawaii. So really this book is mostly just like a coming-of-age story, a summer of growth for Sloane, but it all takes place in Hawaii, which is my favorite place in the whole world. So I absolutely adored reading every single page of this, and I felt like I was there. And it's just like a really cute, fun, contemporary romance. Next up is My Life Next Door by Huntley Fitzpatrick. This is a story about a girl named Samantha who lives at home with her mother, and they have a very clean and orderly household. And her next door neighbors are the exact opposite. They are a very large family with lots of kids running around, and it always seems like their household is just loud and messy. And Samantha kind of envies this. The story takes place when Samantha unexpectedly meets the teenage son next door named Jace, and they just form a very good friendship, and I think you can anticipate that it becomes something a little bit more. But this book was surprising. It has a lot of depth to it and some very unexpected plot twists, and it's very, very enjoyable. Another book that I absolutely love is Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesca Zappia. This one is a little bit different than my other recommendations in that it's definitely not like a fluffy summer romance. Our main character Eliza is the creator of a very famous webcomic, which she updates and kind of writes on there anonymously. And she also suffers a lot from anxiety. She doesn't really have that many friends in her real life, mostly just friends online. Things start to change when a boy begins going to her school who's also a massive fan of this comic and actually writes fan fiction for it. And they begin a friendship. Wallace, the boy, doesn't know that Eliza is the creator of this comic until, that is, her identity is accidentally revealed worldwide. And the story really deals with the ramifications of this reveal and how Eliza learns to cope with it. And yeah, it's definitely like a hard-hitting book, but it's also extremely fun, and you can definitely read it in 1 or 2 sittings. The book features artwork all throughout it, which is actually drawn by the author Francesca, and it's just an awesome, awesome book. Next up is The Names They Gave Us by Emery Lord. This is about a girl whose boyfriend has recently dumped her. She's also found out that her mother has cancer for the 2nd time, and summer's just about to begin. Normally, she attends a church summer camp with her parents, but this year her mother has actually asked her to do something a little bit different. Her mother actually wants her to become a counselor at the camp across the lake from the church camp. This is a different kind of camp where it's all about children who have been through trauma or tough times. And initially, Lucy is definitely wary of joining this camp, but she agrees. And the story is really just her incredible journey over the course of the summer and all of the new friends she makes, and she just really grows as a person, and this book is just beautiful. I highly recommend it. And next up is a book that I feel like I've been gushing about absolutely everywhere because I loved it so much, and that is When Dimple Met Rishi by Sandhya Menon. This is a book about 2 Indian American teens. One, Dimple, is obsessed with tech and wants to get into the world of web development and just be a real career woman. And then Rishi is actually much more traditional, and he just kind of wants to have a practical but nice life with his Indian wife. And unbeknownst to Dimple, their parents set up kind of like an arranged marriage, and when Dimple goes to a summer tech camp, she meets Rishi for the first time, and hijinks kind of ensue from there. This book is just absolutely adorable, and it's super, super funny, and it's definitely a book you can read in 1 sitting, as I did. And I'm just obsessed with it. It's definitely my favorite contemporary I've read this year, and I just highly encourage everyone to pick it up this summer. And I couldn't mention contemporary summer reads without bringing up the queen of contemporary, Morgan Matson. If you haven't read anything by Morgan Matson, I highly recommend her. She just writes especially summery books so perfectly. I've read everything that she's put out so far. So there's Since You've Been Gone, which is a story about a girl whose friend unexpectedly leaves her at the beginning of summer and leaves her with a list of things that she wants her to try and do to get out of her comfort zone. It's almost like a bucket list for the summer, and it was super, super fun. There's also Amy and Roger's Epic Detour, which is a road trip novel, and Morgan Matson actually went on the road trip herself, and there's like receipts and fun drawings and stuff from every stop in the book, and it's just really, really cute. And there's also like playlists with music, so that was a really fun element. And then there's Second Chance Summer, which is a much more kind of like sad summer book, where a girl finds out that her father has cancer and he wants to spend the summer at their lake house one more time as a family. But it does have like some cutesy romance in it as well and lots of funny bits, but it's definitely a tearjerker. And then finally, her most recent release is The Unexpected Everything, which is about a girl who feels like she has everything planned out for her summer, like she wants to do some internships. But then her political father is part of a scandal, which causes her to lose the internship. And so she's kind of scrambling to figure out what she wants to do for the rest of her summer. And she ends up taking a job as a dog walker. And it's also very, very adorable. So I also wanted to mention a few books that are not contemporary, because I know that there are definitely people out there who don't really like that genre. These are still books that I think are totally binge-worthy and you can read them really, really fast, which is kind of a fun part of summer reading. So yeah, let's get into it. So first up is a pretty popular one, but I definitely didn't want to leave it out, and that is We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. So I don't want to say too much about this book because I definitely think it's better to go in kind of blind about what's going to happen. The reason why I would say it's not a contemporary necessarily is it's much more of a thriller. Our narrator is like quite an unreliable narrator, and you kind of come to piece together that something really tragic has happened and you're not sure what. But it all takes place kind of like at a summer beach house, and it's also very, very fast read, and yeah, it's really good. So next up is The Daughter of the Pirate King by Trisha Levenseller. This is just such a fun adventure story. Basically, our main character, Eliza, is the daughter of a pirate king, and the story begins with her intentionally allowing herself to be kidnapped by a rival pirate gang. She wants to search their ship for an ancient treasure map, and yeah, it's just so funny. Eliza is so sassy, and the romantic tension between her and one of the like pirates on the ship is just super steamy and fun. So if you're looking for a fast read with an awesome, fierce female lead character, then this is the perfect book for you. So next up, I wanted to mention a really awesome graphic novel, which is called This One Summer, and it's by Mariko Tamaki and Jillian Tamaki. So this is a really beautiful graphic novel all about a young girl who every year of her life she's been going to this wonderful beach for the summer with her family, and she's got like lots of friends at this beach, and it's something that she always looks forward to. But this story is the year where everything begins to feel different. Her parents are fighting, and there's also some dark secrets like kind of spreading throughout the beachside town. It's a really touching story, and it's definitely more of a coming-of-age story as well. I really enjoyed the simplicity of it, and the artwork is absolutely stunning. They only use kind of like bluish purple ink, and it's just really, really beautiful. So if you're looking for a graphic novel to try, this would be a really good one. So the next book is a little bit of a controversial one. Some people really don't like it and others really love it. I personally thought it was super interesting, and that is Stolen by Lucy Christopher. At the beginning of this book, our main character is actually kidnapped from an airport. The kidnapper actually steals her from her parents and takes her all the way to the wilderness of Australia and keeps her locked up in his house. The writing style is super interesting. It's actually written in second person, almost as like a letter from Gemma to her kidnapper. So the reason why I'm including it in this video, other than that it's a really fast and intriguing read, is that where it takes place in the wilderness of Australia, it's super hot temperatures, and the way that the author has like written about the landscape is so atmospheric. It feels like you're there and that like you're overheating with her in this like captive space, and yeah, it's a really good one, you guys. I think everybody should give it a try. And now I thought it would be fun to kind of share my summer TBR. So these are all books that I haven't read yet, but I'm really hoping to get to some of them over the next few months. So first up, I'm really hoping to read Done Dirt Cheap by Sarah Nicole Lemon. I've heard nothing but good things about this book. The main character's mother is in prison while her father is the leader of a local biker gang. I've just really heard that this is a very feminist novel. It's all about the friendship between these two girls, and it also just revolves around biker gangs and biker culture, and I've never read a book like that before, and I'm just really looking forward to getting into this one. So another book that I'm hoping to pick up is Fireworks by Katie Cotugno. This story takes place in the 90s, which is the decade that I grew up in, where our main character is like unexpectedly thrown into the whole world of like girl bands and boy band culture. and it just sounds like it's going to be so much fun, and I'm hoping for a lot of 90s references that I will understand. And I've heard nothing but good things about Katie Cotugno, but I've not read any of her books before, but they all look really summery and fun. So another book I'm hoping to read is Noteworthy by Riley Redgate, and in this story it's about a girl who disguises herself as a boy to join an all-male a cappella group. I've heard that this story has a lot of really great diversity in it, and it just sounds like it's going to be hilarious and really, really fun, and I think if you like Pitch Perfect, it'll probably be a good one for you. And another book that I've heard nothing but good things about and have been meaning to pick up for a while is How to Make a Wish by Ashley Herring Blake. Essentially this is just a really heartfelt, emotional story about two girls falling in love over the summer, and yeah, I can't wait to read it. Another book that I've been meaning to pick up for ages is Summer Days and Summer Nights, which is a short story anthology all about summer romances. It's edited by Stephanie Perkins, but there's stories from all sorts of different YA authors like Leigh Bardugo, Libba Bray, Cassandra Clare. I read My True Love Gave to Me, which was their kind of winter, Christmassy compilation, and really enjoyed it. This book has been sitting on my shelf for a really long time, and I think it's finally the right moment to start it, and yeah, I really hope I enjoy it. Another book that I really want to read is Every Heart a Doorway by Seanan McGuire. I'm actually borrowing this from Corey, who absolutely loves it. This is a story about children who have gone to other worlds, like say Narnia or Wonderland, and then they are brought back to the real world and they're not really sure how to cope. So they go to this school where all of the kids have gone through the same experience, and it's just their kind of journey of healing and learning to reassimilate back into our modern world. It's a super, super short book, so I'm sure I can fly through it once I sit down and really devote some attention to it. And I've just heard such good things about it. The prequel actually just came out recently as well, so I'm hoping that I can finish this one and jump right into that one. And yeah, I am really excited to read this one. Next up is Between the Notes by Sharon Huss-Roat. The author actually sent me this book a long time ago and I still haven't read it, but I'm really hoping to soon. It sounds like it's just a really kind of cute but also emotional story about a girl whose family loses their home and they're forced to move to the wrong side of the tracks, where she meets a boy. And yeah, I absolutely love this cover, and I'm hoping that the inside is as good as the outside. And finally, the last book I'm hoping to get to this summer is Everything Leads to You by Nina LaCour. This is the story of a girl who spends a summer in Los Angeles as a production designer on a film set, and I've never read a story that takes place in that type of setting, and I really enjoy film, so I think that I'm gonna get a kick out of this story. I've heard that there's also some LGBT diversity in this, which is fantastic, and yeah, a lot of people really enjoy this book by Nina LaCour, so I'm excited to read it. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed my super long list of summer recommendations. Let me know what books you're hoping to read this summer. I'd love to hear about them. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up and hit that lovely subscribe button. Happy reading, and thanks for being awesome. Bye!